Hey there, Darren Lutchner here from 365 Assist. Recently, I got a warning from Microsoft that my Dataverse system was getting past capacity. And one of the places that I looked for was I used a Dataverse email messages. And of course, with email messages, you can obviously use attachments. And that starts to build up the capacity within the database environments. So we need to be able to remove those attachments, but preferably to keep the email messages. So I built a little Power Automate flow that would go through all my email messages, say over the, older than 12 months time, and just delete the attachments but leave the messages there. So I thought I'd show you how I did that. So as you can see here, I've got an application. It just happens to be a model-driven app that has a list of all my emails. So what happens is when it fills up, I want to get rid of the attachments for all these emails I want to get rid of the attachments where the email's older than 12 months. I don't want to delete the emails, I just want to delete the attachment. So if you have a look here, we'll just look at the first one, for instance. This email, it's now July 2025. So this is over 1 year older than what it is today. So I'll open this up. And you can see here it's got an attachment, just a picture in here. In this one, I actually want to remove this attachment to reduce my size, but I still want to keep the email. So let's run this and have a look. So this is the flow that I've created. We'll go over it in a second, how it's all put together. So at the moment, I'm just going to test it. I'm just going to run it. It's got a manual trigger on it. So let's just run it now just to see what it does. And we'll hit done. It took a few seconds to run through successfully. If I go back over to this email, I'll just have to refresh this or get out of it. Let's get out of it. Come back into it again. Hang on a sec. Yep, just want to jump to the view. So there it is there, the test with an attachment. If I open it up, I should see the attachment's gone. The email's still there. There you go, but the attachment's disappeared. That's been removed. So now that's pretty good. So I'll show you how this is put together now. So in this case that I'm showing you, I've just got a manual trigger. You can obviously put this on a schedule trigger. So, it could run once a week or once a month, whatever you want. The first action that I'm putting in here is a compose. So in my case, I don't want to delete attachments for emails that are older than a year, for less than older than a year. So any emails that are older than a year, then just delete the attachments in that. You don't have a created date on the attachment table, so unfortunately you can't find when that attachment was created, but you can find when the email was created, which is probably pretty similar. So I've got in here there's just this add days, which is just a calculation of the now minus 365 days. The next piece I've got is I need to list, as I said, the email messages. I need to find those email messages. So I'm not looking for the attachments quite yet, but starting with the emails. Now, the email messages are in a system table called email messages or emails. This is an activity table. So here you can see I'm just filtering on the row of the email messages created on less than or equal to the output that I had, the compose that I had above. So that's just looking for them for any email messages that were created more than a year ago. So then I need to find, once it finds those email messages, any attachments that have in it. So what I've got in here is a for each in the loop for that email activity. The for each is just a standard body value, nothing special there. So the table, this is the important bit, the table that you're looking for is in a table called attachments or activity MIME attachments. There's quite a number of attachment tables in Dataverse, but this is the one you actually want. Now, you can't select all the columns because the table has the data for the attachments, and that makes it really, really large. If you just try and collect everything, you'll get an error. So you have to select the columns that you want. And the ones I've selected are the attachment ID, which I'll use in a minute, which is that record ID, and then I just chose a subject. If you want to put a compose and see the subject just to check, you can do that. But they're the two I've chosen here. And then what I've done is there's a column called object ID value. Now that object ID value, it's not a great name, unfortunately, but what it's referencing is the activity ID in the email messages above, the email messages table above. So that's how I know I can connect that. That's the connecting there, the object ID value. This value you won't see if you try to look at the table. Let's have a look at that now. So if I go to the attachment table, which is a standard table, and you go to columns, you won't find object here. You will find it here in the name. It's called object ID. It is a lookup, obviously. So its actual name is item. Well, that's its display name anyway, is its item. If I go over there, it's item. It's the unique identifier for the record, and there's the object ID there. So if I go back to my flow, it's a lookup. So we're looking for underscore object ID underscore value equals the activity ID. So that references the emails above. And then finally, because I'm listing a row, here's the delete row itself. It's looking for the activity, another strange name, activity MIME ID. That's the row ID you need to look for. Activity MIME ID. Activity MIME attachment ID. Long one, isn't it? That you're looking for to find in this particular one here. So when you're deleting it, to look for the particular list arrow, you're looking for that as well. That's the last piece. So I hope that helped you in understanding how to remove attachments and possibly even reduce the size of your environments, your Dataverse environments. Feel free to subscribe. Every so often I put a new video up that might be useful for you. Thanks for watching.